Now, so we get to in what I consider to be the genius of the Republican plan in the long term, but turns out it's not much genius because it's totally backfired in the short term. We'll see how it plays out in the long term. But here is what the Republicans want to do. They want to water down this bill as much as possible, put in more useless tax cuts, cut as much spending as they possibly can, because that goes towards actually stimulating the economy. God forbid that should actually happen. They want to water it down and then all vote against it. So they want to do a twofer. We're not responsible for it, but let's make it as crappy as possible, as ineffective as possible. Why? So that in 2010, when they go to run for their elections and re-elections, they're going to say, see, we told you not to pass this bill. What a terrible this bill was. And what we did was we voted against it because we had your best interests in mind. After they've already watered it down and try to make it as ineffective as possible. That would appear to be smart in the long term. Now, in the short term, they're getting their ass handed to them, according to a new Gallup poll, saying that Americans are clearly on the side of Barack Obama, specifically on this stimulus package, and clearly against the Republicans. But in the long term, they want to turn around and go, we warned you about this Obama guy, man. Man, he really blew this. Now, knowing that that is their strategy, why go along with it? Why water down the bill if you're going to get out of however many Republicans there are in the Congress, between the Senate and the House, you're only going to get 3. They say, oh, no, but you don't understand. We had to water it down. We have to make it in ways that aren't as smart, because then we can get the 3 senators we need on the Republican side so that they don't filibuster it and kill the bill entirely. Here's idea number 2. Let me run it by you and see what you think. Idea number 2 is, no, we make the bill exactly what you think you need. Now, I'm talking to Barack Obama here, okay? Make sure that it's going to work. Don't bring in weak sauce. Don't do a half-ass measure. Get a bill that you actually believe in. And then pass it in the House, which you can do the very next day. Then go to the Senate. And if you lose Olympia Snowe and Susan Collins and Arlen Specter, and the Republicans want to filibuster, that's when you say, oh, you know what? Oh, that's interesting. Go for it, big guys. I got an enormous amount of approval. In fact, Obama's nearly tripling the approval of the Republicans in Congress. One poll has them at 79% approval rating. The Republicans in Congress are at 25% approval rating. And it's not just people don't like Congress. They have the Democrats at 48%, nearly doubling the Republicans. So the American people have a clear idea who's at fault here for not getting something done. It is the Republican Party. So, like I said before, tell them, you know what? You want to filibuster this popular bill. You want to make sure nothing gets done and no help is on the way for Americans. Have at it, Hoss. Here's my bill. I like it. I think it's going to work. You don't like it? Go ahead and vote against it, Arlen Specter. I dare you. You know, Rick Santorum lost by 18 points in Pennsylvania. You're a Republican colleague. You want to vote against this enormously popular president in a time when we desperately need some sort of bill? Come on, go for it. Go. No, you don't want to just vote against it. You want to filibuster it. Take it, the yellow pages, hand it to Arlen Specter and say, go for it, big guy. Let me see how tough you are. One, they're not going to do it, man. They're going to chicken out, call their bluff. There's no way they filibuster that bill unless they're political morons. And if they are political morons, well, then you're going to have more than a filibuster-proof majority next time around, because they're going to get wiped off the map.